Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster. We're live today. Special edition of Inside Leominster here for you. Better button up that top shirt. Too much weight going on over here. Too many cookies. And anyway, if you like to give us a buzz this afternoon, we are live, 978-537-7760. That's the number to call. And we're going to go immediately to the golf pro of North Leominster for the art report.
The golf pro, you're dreaming now. Hey, any idea what's going on up at the farm on Jocelyn?
Running sore.
That's what I thought.
They were always on septic systems.
Yep.
And yeah, so they're just
that'll help the washouts.
Yeah, no, that's the next project. Can you guys add a little volume, please? I could barely hear you.
And then to top it off, yesterday on Facebook, my darling daughter got on my case because I couldn't find any Mercurochrome.
Mercurochrome, they still sell that stuff?
Now you sound like my doctor. He said the same thing. So having said that, and there's a question yesterday on Facebook, there was a big picture of a model of Mercurochrome. I mean, every house in the car barn, we after a game of football, the next day in school, everybody had orange hands.
Yeah.
Or knees, or chins, or... Oh, well, a neighbor asked, and out of curiosity, I was curious too, he wanted to get in some practice with his two boys playing baseball, Little League field, but they're closed, correct?
Right now, yeah.
Will they be closed? What, are you waiting to hear from the governor?
We're waiting to hear, yeah, there's different associations, the state and national, that are setting guidelines. We just got off a conference call with the rec department, the health department, and everybody talking about, summer programs for the summer. And remember, we offered programs from 7, 8 in the morning until 6, 7 at night. And that was a good, affordable service with a lot of value for parents who had to work. And it was extremely reasonably priced. And we're just not sure we're going to be able to offer that kind of a program this year, or B, whether or not we'd be set up to handle that kind of a program this year. So we're waiting for guidelines to be sort of shared. But in the meantime, we're working on smaller instructional things where maybe there's a 3 or 4 hour program in the morning for learning how to play golf or tennis.
Well, that's good.
Art, art in the park kind of thing. Hiking, trails, studying history of Leominster, those kinds of things, and offer more of those kinds of things. And as an alternative to the larger scale programs that we've been offering in the past, which are more than 10 people participating. So
well, that's good. And today we finally got some warm weather. We don't have to cover up the fig tree tonight. 1 minute the leaves are out, the next minute they're closed. It doesn't know whether to come and go.
Geez, we're
making progress on the Maz plant. Having said that, I will let you go.
All right.
Stay safe.
Nice to talk to you.
Don't go shaking hands.
Pleasure.
Keep your head covered.
Yeah, we'll just bow from now on. We'll give a little...
And thanks again to everybody connected to the handout of the masks. And the gal down at the emergency management, I was taken back on the instruction that she gave me on storage, wearing, cleansing. Unbelievable. Nobody in this city that has a responsibility doesn't not only do a wonderful job at it, they do it with expertise second to none, and I thank them for it.
Well, we got an outstanding team, and people rise to the occasion.
I'll put them up against anybody.
Yes.
Any size city, town, anybody. People on the moon. Have a good one.
Arrivederci. Sayonara. Ta-ta. All those things. Okay, so we'll get right to the numbers. I know that's people get their numbers up. They're kind of watching what's going on in town, and so this is a good opportunity to do that. For some reason, let's see. I don't know what happened here. Hang on. I got to get back to my site here, and I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's get back. City yard sale, no, citywide yard sale is a no-go. We'll move it to another day. I can't find. There it is, Leominster TV. It's so easy to click on. If you have to run out of your house and you need to, you want to take your phone with you because you want to listen, then I'd go to leominster.tv, and when you go to leominster.tv, just click on. It's really easy. Same thing with WLPZ. If you cannot listen to it from the radio, then go to the website, WLPZ.org, and just click on streaming, and you'll be able to listen to WLPZ from anywhere you go. I don't have a problem if you post a question. They're in very small letters, and so I'll do my best to read them. And sometimes I'm reading these things, and I'm getting every other word, because what will happen is it'll just scroll up, and then I can't see it anymore. So I will do my best. Let's see. Living a five, we've been told that we have had our first COVID case, and they'll not give us any address. It seems reasonable to me that they building. No, I mean, that's the HIPAA laws, and so they will notify you that somebody in the building has it, but they aren't allowed to share. So they actually loosen that up. The HIPAA laws are very strict, and if you violate them, the penalty is even more severe. So I would take all the necessary precautions, even on your own. I'm sure that most of the time that when people are testing positive, they are in a business or a office building or a apartment complex. They are doing deep cleaning. They are, calling a special team of cleaning folks in, and so that kind of thing is happening. You can check with management to sort of see what's going on, but at City Hall, same sort of thing for us. Deep cleaning this weekend, and we have the plexiglass in place. We have more, just everywhere you look, there's another dispenser of some sort of hand sanitizer. Remember, people are not coming into the building. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 bathrooms in the building, all have hot water and soap. So those kinds of things are the norm, and then obviously wear your mask. I know people freak out. Long sleeve shirts. Those ladies wear those long shirts, and they got like the bell cuff to them. It's kind of like this year's style. I'm not sure you should buy too many of those unless they're really, when you go back to the department stores, they're really like selling them cheap because they've been sitting there since March. Then maybe you want to buy them and you snip them off later if they're not in style. But those really come in effective because they have that long bell, and you can use that to kind of open the door, right? So that's kind of a cool thing. Lots of people are buying those little knobs that you put on the door that you can either pull the door open with your foot or push a door open so there's no touch. So I would check with those kinds of things. There are more than 20 individual apartments per address, and it seems reasonable. I know what you mean, but they are not allowed. In some countries, they give out the specific address with the apartment number. I'm just not all that sure, and you can talk to management, but I'm not all that sure that they are able to do that. The HIPAA laws are they've relaxed them a little bit. So they will give the addresses to the police and fire departments, public safety. So they know, so when they're heading to a call, they are aware of what they may be heading into, so they can prepare. But that is pretty much the limit. So under HIPAA laws, they are, everybody is protected. Their information is protected, and that is as much as they've loosened up with that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post them here. If you want to call our health department tomorrow, they have staff that will be glad to assist you in answering more detailed questions. 978-537-7760 is the number to call here. As far as the concerts, again, at Carter Park, this is a real, a lot of it is taking necessary precautions, but a lot of it is how we feel, right? So yesterday we talked a little, well, not a little, we talked a lot about what would you feel comfortable doing? Would you feel comfortable going into a crowded theater? No. Would you feel comfortable going into a crowded sports event? No. Would you feel, so it's one of those how people feel. So I think the way Sonny's left it is a wait and see, move and adjust as we go along. I think everybody's waiting for the governor's really created this situation now where everybody's waiting to see what the governor's going to do. I'm not sure what time. I haven't spent a lot of time today watching those press conferences. It's really been busy. Haven't got any information about them. I know there might be some information inside the book, but I know they're putting sort of guidelines together, cautionary but advisory, so that each community can sort of make up their mind as to where they stand on any of these things. So anyway, we'll watch for those. There's a lot of weight being placed on those, but we're going a step further in the sense that we're not waiting for the governor to come out with things. We're just putting a bunch of different options and alternatives together. And from there, we're hoping we'll be ready. And whichever he picks and chooses, whatever the timeline is, we're ready. And so I hope that answers that question about the concerts. I think the way Carter Park is spread out, there's plenty of room. The sound systems are extremely competent to be able to broadcast out through Carter Park. So I'd say it'd be safe to go to Carter Park and still keep your social distance. 978-537-7760. That's the number to call here at Inside Leominster. If you'd like to, let's give you the updates today. We are currently at 216. That is 216 testing positive. I'm not sure. I'll look a little later. The numbers of those patients admitted to the hospital and then in intensive care. I will look for those numbers a couple of seconds from now. But let me give you the current numbers. That's 216 current. And remember, a lot more testing going on. And they want to get to the point where every day they're testing at least 10,000 people throughout the state. And somebody was telling me there was a drive-up situation, I want to say in Lowell. And there were 3 lanes, and I don't know how many cars deep. And there was a sort of you drive up, and I guess they test you from your car. And this is at the location in Lowell. Right near the Boxer ward. So it must have been I don't know if it was a CVS but it was a testing site. And they said there was 3 lanes going in, and I don't know how many cars backed up. So some areas are testing more than others, but obviously those who have symptoms or been exposed will get tested without a doctor's note. And so if there are any concerns, call your physician. You could call the hospital, ask them for some guidance. Maybe even go to the Health Alliance website as well as the website, or call RELIANT. I know that in both cases, if you didn't hear us this morning, both cases and instances, everyone said just go there. When you go there, they are professional, they're very organized, and they'll have you in and out of there in no time at all. And I think they went yesterday and got their results first thing this morning. And I'm not sure if they email them to you or how that works. So more and more testing going on, fewer people going into the hospital. So hospitalization rates are down 4%, might even have dropped today. But more people who are getting tested who have no symptoms, which is the dangerous part. That means obviously that you could be out there and have the virus and be sharing it with other people. And that is why we've got to wear our masks. And we have plenty of masks, so there's no excuse for people not having a mask. So get the mask on, leave them dangling like this. My ears are probably too big, or my head or something, but leave it dangling, and when you need to, you don't need it. I see people driving around in their cars alone. You don't need to do that. I see people jogging. You don't need, that must be uncomfortable. Walking in places where there is no one else. Hey, if you're comfortable doing that, that's fine, but it's not necessary. But when you get my rule of thumb is 8 to 10 feet. So if you get too close, then obviously pop the mask on. And again, if you're touching surfaces, so good time to sort of go over that. So 216 current, 199 completed. That means they are 7 days without symptoms for a total of 415. And if you want to hang in there for some more numbers, and didn't think people would be all that interested in numbers, but we continue to share numbers because people seem to be interested. They're sort of taking the temperature, no pun intended here, but taking the temperature every day as to what's going on, a snapshot. So we're at, let's see. So for us, we're at 415. So that's the updated number. These are as of last Friday's numbers. I'm giving you this. So we're at the, like, fourth to the bottom, and but we've had a lot of testing, and a lot of testing will bring those numbers up. So we are as of 5:13. Okay, everyone wants to call me. You should be watching my show, and then you'd know. It's okay. Similar sized populations as us. We are at, well, it's hard to say, but as of, I don't know, this one says as of yesterday, we were at 376, but we were actually higher than that. Let's see if I can find those numbers. Bear with me. I know, quiet time kills you. Okay, I'm not going to be able to find them. I'll just bring this back up when we get to that slide. Anyway, other communities were higher than us were Westfield, Billerica, Salem, Beverly, Fitchburg, Attleboro, Weymouth, Marlborough, Holyoke, Braintree, Methuen, Taunton, or Taunton as they say, Randolph, Peabody, Everett, and Revere and Chelsea were those communities higher than us with similar size populations, some smaller and some a little bit larger. So that's where we're at. We'll update those a little later. I promised that we talk a little bit about, and more extensively about, those businesses who are getting ready to open, and we're not sure. There's different phases of opening. But let's talk about your plan. And we will be glad to sit down and go over that plan with you. But let's just start at the fact that you have an office setting, or you have a retail setting or some sort of a business, and you expect customers. I said this morning. In my business, we're open 6 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day. That's not going to happen. We're going to do the whole, take slow steps, kind of assess each day, see how things are going, see what people's concerns are. But for everyone, sit down and put this together. First, a part of the policy needs to be, and I would suggest it to everybody, that if you're not feeling well, your employees aren't feeling well, I don't care what that means, I'm not feeling well, then you don't come to work. If you only have a couple of employees, but you need maybe a one-person operation besides you, and you can't be there, and that's your sort of day to do something, then close. Put a sign up saying that you're closed for the day, and they will be happy, you'll be happy, and everybody will be happy. So that's rule number one if you're not feeling well or any of your employees. If you can do the whole heat check thing for your employees, and I know it's hard to get those little temperature gauges, they're thermometers, but if you can, take employees' temperatures. And I would put that right on my written policy so that you could share that with everybody. Number three, I would have a cleanliness sanitation policy that says after every customer leaves, whatever it might be, whatever your prerogative is, there is no official standard, but you want to get that out there that whatever their policy is, whether it's every hour, every 2 hours, after every employee, after anybody gets near any of the counters or common places, those will be cleaned. I would suggest you put that in there. I would suggest you put hand sanitizer outside. If you don't have an electronic door that opens by motion, I would get that in there as well. The next item I would do is I'd put hand sanitizer inside. And even if they're little vials, I'd put them around the store or your office or wherever it might be. I would also let them know that customers have whether they can use restrooms or not, and whether those restrooms were cleaned. And not all facilities have to allow. If you have a restaurant where there's sit-down tables, they are required to have public restrooms and even handicap restrooms. So keep in mind of that. So think of all those things that you're doing there and clearly articulate and explain what those are. And once you're done and you sit down and explain all your policies, share as much information as you possibly can. That will cut down on the number of concerns as people kind of poke their way around. I would say if you have pull doors, those kinds of things, elevators. You best have something there that says that those areas are cleaned. And if it says they're going to be cleaned, I strongly urge you to make sure you clean those areas, not just say you're cleaning them. I would strongly urge you to do that. If you can't find cleaning supplies, there are a number of ways you can find on the internet. Call the Board of Health. Go to the CDC. They'll tell you how to mix the right percentages of cleaner with bleach and whatever it might be. So all of those things are things that are helpful. If you're running a restaurant, cleanliness is going to be key to everything. And again, I'd make my own little video. A lot of companies here in Leominster have had professionals come in and make their videos. Before we open city municipal buildings, we will also have something that we can share as a video so that you can watch that. But if I was a business, and even if it's just a little video, your two-person operation, your one-person operation, have your significant other, your children, somebody, help you make that little video, put that up on Facebook, put that up on your social media sites, as well as your website. I would do all of that. And again, communicate. It's why we do this twice a day, so that we can communicate to everybody everything that we know that we can share with you. And I think that's going to help, and it's going to be expected. And we were fooling around yesterday, kind of half tongue-cheek thing about those bar rags. Got to get rid of those things. And it seemed as though people were okay with going to restaurants where there was outdoor dining. It seemed to be. It didn't seem that anybody was ready to run into a restaurant. I don't think restaurants are ready to hit the switch either. I think they'll do Friday, Saturday, or start to gradually open and see how that goes, and then just gradually sort of ramp up as business picks up. So they're thinking of all those things. Some of the restaurants have done a great job. People that have booths, I've seen little, and tastefully done, little booths with plexiglass in between them. They got to deal with what they have. I mean, they can't completely rip out the floor plan. Downstairs here at 435, it looks like they've taken everything out, doing the floors over down there. I'm sure they're going to come up with a different floor plan. It'll be more open space. Those kinds of things are really what's going to fly for local businesses. And again, if a good example today, we're at Gardener's Spot, and they did a number of things, touchless things. Totally look at it before you purchase it. And you're going to touch it, then you better be buying it, sort of thing. So the old days of cherry picking are over. If you do certain things that need to be weighed, I'd get rid of those things. I would put things in packages so that if there was tomatoes, they're not by the pound. So that everybody's sort of picking those things up, put them in a package of 2, put them in a package of 3. It's how it used to be done. And then we got away from all of that. How is it unreasonable to protect everybody's privacy? Oh, no, the HIPAA laws. Trust me, the HIPAA laws are very, very strict, and they should be. And we take those, in city government, we take those extremely serious. So nobody's going to give you, take the precautions. Somebody in your apartment buildings might have it, so take the necessary precautions on your own. And then it's always good. You can call the management and ask them what's sort of happening on their end. And again, that would behoove them to sort of share with everybody sort of what's happened. And I'm sure that's what you got. And here's what we're doing about it, right? 978-537-7760. That's the number to call. And we were specifically talking. So tonight I'm going to ask you, and if you want to post on Facebook, people seem more comfortable about posting on Facebook. If you have children or grandchildren, how would you feel about summer programs? Ricker Camp decided early on that maybe the risk was too high, maybe there was too much uncertainty. I'm not speaking for them. We're running through the same sort of things right now. We're trying to manage risk. We're trying to be safe, but maybe run some summer programs. How would you, as parents, feel about summer programs? How would you feel about summer programs, and specifically smaller ones that would be run 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? So we might have hiking in the morning at 4 hours, golf in the afternoon for 2 or 3. We might have art in the park right downtown or at Carter Park or some other facilities, and that might go 2 or 3 hours. How would you feel about that? Attendance would be 9, 10 people, unless the state sort of, and I wouldn't go past 15 anyway, even if they allowed us. How would you feel about that? We are known for our full day programs. I would have to say at this particular point, there are not enough advisory and guides out there to lead us into that point where we'd feel comfortable offering full day programs. And I know there are a lot of parents who will be going back to work. We may do something for essential workers, but we know there are a number of people who are planning to go back to work, or work is going to be calling you back, and you don't have a program to, you were relying on our summer program, but I just don't think it's reasonably and responsibly safe for us to offer the same programs that we were able to offer in the past. So we're trying to do some brainstorming on our own and talk to other municipalities. So Judy Sumner is the director, and I've asked her to sort of share other ideas. As mayors, we share ideas with each other. We're on the phone every day with each other, talking about what sort of going on, but that's at a different level. We're not talking specifics in terms of what's going on in your recreation department. So we're asking all of those professionals to speak to the professionals within their organization to ask around and find out what programs have been successful and are small programs. And that way we have an A, B, C, D all the way through. And when the time comes, we're at May 14th today. Yes, we're at May 14th today. And so we're getting close to that point where parents are going to be looking to make arrangements. So I ask again, and again, please post on the Facebook here. It's okay. You were great about sharing with me. I'm asking for your help, and Facebook has been great about getting people's ideas and opinions. As a parent or a grandparent or somebody that's a guardian, how do you feel about summer programs? How do you feel about short run? Maybe it's this week it's hiking and next week it's art. Maybe in the morning it's hiking, in the afternoon it's art. Maybe it's introduction to golf, introduction to, I don't know, whatever it might be, running an excavator or construction equipment. There are so many things that I think we can offer. How do you feel about that? You can share that with us right here at 978-537-7760, or you can just share that with me on our Facebook. Important numbers for you. First, go to the city's website. If you can't find things there, call us at 978-534-7500, extension 0. And also at emergency management at 978-534-7500, extension 5055. Caller, welcome to the show.
Buddy. Hi, buddy.
Good afternoon.
It's Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
How you doing? I
am fine today. I love the blue sky. I love the sun, and it's getting warmer. And we're cheerleading and keeping optimistic and planning and preparing and getting ready because the season is going to change quick. It's going to go from 30-degree nights.
Right to summer soon.
Yes, and then people are going to be in a different. This morning I left with a coat and jackets and a snow hat and my shovel, and this afternoon I'll be putting on my new 2-piece bathing suit, and I'll be going surfing at Barrett Park this afternoon. So see how things are changing.
So anyways, I'm just saying hello to you, that's all.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for calling. And
so when this virus is all over, can we chat? I need to chat too.
Yes,
so badly.
Yes, we can. Absolutely. It's been tough.
All right, you have a good one.
All right.
Just say hi to Louie for me.
Make sure you keep your mask on, right? When you're near other people.
Make sure you say hi to Louie.
There you go. I'll say hello to Louie. Louie's got a mask, too.
All right, take care, buddy.
So long. Keep this thing on, right? Find me in one of those grocery stores, people running around with no masks. I don't argue with anybody. And some people have a health problem, and that's understandable. And there are several reasons why people can't wear masks, but keep your distance, right? Keep your distance. Okay, so those are all important numbers. Remember, tomorrow the school department and emergency management will be giving out lunches for tomorrow and then through the weekend. So they get morning breakfast and lunch. And we were talking about the high cost of food. People tell me what their food bill and their grocery bill was for the week. I couldn't believe it. I was, what? How much? So don't be too proud. These are government subsidized kind of programs that they'd be sharing with students inside school. So nothing wrong with sharing them outside of school. And if you would like one, please, you can call the hotline for the school department or call the school department. They will help you out and let you know where to go. But if you can't get to one of those sites at the schools, we also offer them at Silver Leaf Apartments and Riverside Apartments. And then if you can't get there and it's a transportation problem, our emergency management volunteers will actually deliver it to your house. How's that? Okay, that takes care of that. Okay, on the grant, I asked Michelle before I came here, I said, Michelle, what's making the phone ring today, right? That's always kind of taking the temperature. So, calls about masks, and I think we'll do a code red next week, where we'll call everybody and share some important information about where you can get a mask, and then also about these grants. So if you're a business owner, and a lot of questions about that. So you go to our website and you can download it. So it's first thing when you open our website, leominster-ma.gov, that's what you're going to see. So I try to get started because I knew we only had an hour. Let's see see if we got a picture of what you're going to see. Apparently not. Okay. So what you're going to see when you get to our website is the link to this grant, this Community Development Block Grant program. If you can scale that up so I can see it a little better, it's $2,500 for each business. You must qualify, but we're working hard to get everybody qualified. Qualifications are very easy. Funds will pay rent, mortgage, and utility payments. Important. Applications are available. I would get the application in. I wouldn't wait till May 29th to turn mine in. Again, we'll pay rent, mortgage, and utility payments. All right? But we've got people. The best part is we have people. Employees who are trained, who put this together, who are willing to help you out. Okay? That's good government in place. State opportunities. Again, you can go to our website, leominster-ma.gov. There's going to be a state treasurer's grant program there as well. And you may qualify for that. Fill it out. You know what? Fill it out. You may qualify. Maybe you don't, but it's worth filling it out, especially if your business is closed and you have the time. There's our data for up until, is it today or Monday? Let me look sideways there. Until Monday. You can see we continue to sort of drop down in terms of the cases here in Worcester County. That's a good thing. This is as of yesterday, daily and cumulative confirmed cases. We're up and down towards the end there, but up in our testing, which will coincide. Testings by date. Cases and growth by county. There you go. So people ask us, are we in the high risk area? No, but those dark areas are, and then less out to the western part of the state. If you have questions, you can call here at Inside Leominster, or you can just put them up on my Facebook, and we'll answer them for you. Let's see. Hospitalizations at 3101. Hospitalization rates are down to 4%. Might have even dropped today. Did the governor have his, I didn't catch it. I don't know if the governor already had his press conference. Can somebody tell me that, yes or no? Just post it. Great visit down there at the Gardner Spot this morning. I want to thank Dr. McDowell and Neil and everybody else down there. They were wonderful, ready for us. We got a lot done, and I was worried about getting kicked off again, but we made it in time. I wasn't worried about getting kicked off of Facebook, because they have their eviction after like 50 minutes. So we did okay on that. Yes, so the governor already had his update. All right, thank you. And let's see what the governor has to say. Let's go case by age. 53 is the average age. It's actually dropping. Those case-by-case situations by age group, it's actually dropping to 53 now. And hospitalization rates at 68, and again at 82 for those that are passing away. And how sad that is. Just one is too many. And hospitalization underlying conditions, clearly those that have previous hospitalization rates are at 56% still and 98% for underlying conditions. And there's our death by race and ethnicity. Clearly an issue that we'll be, I'm sure, having many conversations with as the process unfolds. And clearly more than half of those who passed away from this virus were right in our backyards. They were right in our nursing homes and assisted living facilities. Testing sites, well, they're probably closed right now, but, and I say but, tomorrow from 8 to 4, there's the testing sites, one at Reliant, one at Health Alliance. They do it from 8 to 4, 10 to 2 on weekends. You do have to have symptoms, though, to go to either one. You do not need a doctor's note. So don't just show up, because they will end up turning you away. They only have so many tests, and they want to limit them to those that really need them. Not getting a lot of response from parents this afternoon, which is unusual. Let me just check. Yeah, nobody's responding to that question about how you feel about sending your kids to summer camps. Local update, closed at the transfer station on Saturdays. Starburst have been moved up, and graduation has been moved up to August 1st. Tax information, taxes were due May 1st. We've extended it to June 1st. Other bills after March 10th were due when they were supposed to be due, but now they're not due till the end of June. So that's, I hope, a big help. Hey, do we have time to take a break? Just so I can regroup here? Yeah, let's take a quick break, and I've got to catch up on a few things here, and so I can give you better information. I also wonder why Buckskin Sam is here. Does anybody know why? Carl asked me to bring Buckskin Sam back, and I'm not sure why. So if anybody knows why, maybe you can share that with me. Hey, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to give more information on what's happening here in the city. Health Department is open till 4. First thing tomorrow morning if you want to give them a buzz. Okay? All right, taking a short break. And we're back here, and that's the 2 parades that we had here in the city of Leominster to thank all essential workers. Went by the hospitals, grocery stores, pretty much everywhere. I want to thank everybody that participated. And Bradley was saying maybe put it up on the channel here and maybe Facebook, posting it there. Remember, restaurants, very thankful for your help and support. And I think they're going to be around a long time doing this sort of takeout. So. Okay, let's do our photos of the week. Before we do that real quick, let's do Dr. Mazzarelli. Now my stethoscope again today. I left in my car. So real quick, social distancing. Assume you have the virus. Assume everyone you come in contact with has the virus. Assume every surface that you come in contact with is somehow or another compromised. Wash your hands when you can't. Liquid or whatever kind of hand sanitizer, and keep yourself healthy. That's important too, right? So that's it, right? Wash your hands, stay healthy, wear your mask. We have thousands of these things. Come by City Hall or the emergency management and pick your mask up, and they're free. Keep them around, keep in your pocket. Get too close to somebody, pop it out, pop it on. Go into a store or somewhere else, That's the governor's order? Okay. There we go. Photos of the week. Hey, there's our veterans car. That looks spiffy. The new veterans car. It's an older car, but they had it wrapped, and there's all the branches of the military paying tribute to our veterans. Look at that house in there. You are not going to miss this car driving around. We are proud of that car. So thank you. Great job, Richard. Congratulations to all seniors. I was fortunate enough. We were fortunate enough to be part of a team to go out and help plaster the community. It's pretty cool because they went and put the sign up and then tooted the horn so that they know somebody was out there. We had police cruisers with us, motorcycles, everything else. So that was fun. That was cool. So congratulations. Don't worry, 2020, class of 2020, we didn't forget you. Plenty of things planned. New signage at Sholin. Excellent. Little storyboards there to tell you. I love storyboards. Quickly tells you the story of what's happening and what's going on in the farm and some history about the farm. Love those things. Take a hike, right? 30 miles, almost 30 miles of trails. Get out there, move around. It's so good for you. We've got, some dry weather coming. That means there's some of those little slushy areas that we have. It might be a little mushy, right? Well, get out there on the trails. We have 26 miles. Go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and we have a whole list. You can't even get lost out there. Take your phone, charge it up. We got cell reception. I know you're probably trying to lose your significant other while you're out there, but we'll find them. So don't try that. Upper West Street. Upper West Street, all the way to the S Street. There's a whole map. Tells you exactly where to go. Tells you what's out there. And even while you're out there, it has little dots to tell you what trail you're on. They even name some of the trails. Beautiful walk leads to Moosnock Hill. And boy, what a beautiful spot that is. That it? I'm clicking. I think that's it. So that was, oh, no, geez. I'm sorry. For some reason. So if you've never been to Moosnock, to the top, the views, I mean, people travel all over the place. You got this right in your backyard. Look at how beautiful it is up there. Just breathtaking. Here's another view. I mean, you're just breathtaking. Both areas there. Both areas. Just beautiful. Doyle Park and Community Center. Again, it's all open up there. Tell you all about it, a little bit of history, where to walk, etc. Doyle Park and Community Center. Plenty of trails up there. My brother, I think, spends about 10 hours a day up there. Prospect Park, if you've never been there, hours at 8 to sunset. And remember, it's donated in memory of Frank Smith by his sons. What a beautiful addition. It's really nice in there. Just beautiful in there. There we are at Prospect Park. If you haven't been there, just go up Prospect Street to the right-hand side after Lawrence, and you'll see it right there. It's beautiful in there. Beautiful. You'll be freaked out when you get in there. You'll say, I can't believe I'm here in Leominster. I don't believe it. Prospect Park. There's our little storyboard out front. And honoring those that we've lost, and we haven't been able to go to their wakes and funerals and pay our respects. And there are other ways to do it, but there's our wreath for all those families who grieve for a loved one who couldn't open it up to relatives and family and neighbors and friends. And that's the end of that. So Kyle's going to come out because he wants to talk about Buckskin Sam, and that's fine. And we have plenty of masks available at City Hall, plenty, thousands. And we have a great donor who keeps supplying us. We're going through about 6,000 every 2 days. No one's even coming close. No other town anywhere is coming close to us. So we're getting them out there, and thanks to you for spreading the word. Hello, Carl.
Hi, Dean. How are you?
I'm going to put my mask on as a precaution to you and me.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit, so I might have to
Take it off.
take it off.
Well, we're more than 6 feet away.
This is the new, let me do this. This is the new fashion statement. You wear your mask like this.
Right.
You see.
That way you can pop it on.
You can pop it on. The only thing is when you're outside and the wind's blowing, you got to be careful. But, it's the new fashion statement.
This isn't going away. I mean, everybody was kind of like, we're going through phases.
Yes.
And I think now we're at that phase where we're realizing this virus isn't going away.
No.
And so what do you do about it? Well, you adapt to it. You do the best you can.
That's right.
And there is no virus, so you can some people have just decided to stay home, and that's fine.
Right.
You know, if you can do that, that's fine. Wait it out. And others have decided to kind of keep families kind of separated.
Yep.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that people have decided to do. But take all the necessary precautions.
So anyway, Buckskin Sam.
Yes, Buck, there he is.
A couple weeks ago, you had
Yes.
that on your desk, okay?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and we were talking about Johnny Appleseed, Buckskin Sam,
Right.
both from Leominster.
All from Leominster. Joe Palmer.
That's right. So we had mentioned that Johnny Appleseed, Disney had done a thing where they did a cartoon in the 50s
Right.
about Johnny Appleseed, and they did a song about it. And remember
Yeah.
I had said, you know, Dean, somebody should do a song about Buckskin Sam, and you said,
I think there is one.
I think there is one.
And is there?
Aha. So that got me going.
Yeah, just because I said I think so, don't hold it as gospel. I think a
got me
lot of
going.
things.
So I started searching online.
Yeah.
I found, I went to the Library of Congress website, and
See,
I
as
found,
an old archivist for WGBH,
Right.
you know those things.
well, I know
The inner circle.
a little bit of how to find stuff. So I found a listing for a song that was Buckskin Sam, Song of the Texan Ranger.
Come on.
Okay. So I looked it up, and they had a nice picture of the cover of the sheet music. And a little more searching, and I found the actual sheet music for the whole tune.
Come on.
It was written in 1875.
That's
okay?
incredible.
So I took the sheet music.
Yeah.
I put it on my little piano at home. I said, I'm going to do a little arrangement of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
see what this song
Yeah,
is like.
yeah. Has
So
it got that Western sound to it? Like,
So-
because I've got my guns ready.
Almost.
I've got my hat ready, my guns, everything.
So I recorded a crude arrangement of myself singing this song.
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah.
What it is, it's kind of like he was a Texas Ranger.
Yes.
He also served in the Civil War, both on
Major
Union,
Samuel J. Hall.
Union soldier
Yes.
and Confederate, and
Yes.
then a Union soldier.
He's a spy.
Then he went back to the Texas Rangers for a while. Then he became a writer and wrote
Yes.
dime novels, which
B-
is
B
where
no-
that,
yeah.
that cover for that thing is. So anyway, this song, it isn't, I mean, there was a few Buckskin Sams out there.
Right.
There
One
was
from Maine,
Buckskin
one from-
Sam Noble,
Right,
Buckskin
right.
Sam Byron,
Right.
Buckskin Sam. Anyone that wore buckskins, they were.
Right.
But this song, I believe, was written about our particular
Yes. See that?
Buckskin Sam.
Right.
So anyway,
And he hung around for just to update everybody. He hung around with Kit Carlson. Kit Carlson actually.
that's
Now
right.
this is big time.
Yeah.
This is like John Wayne showing up in Leominster.
Exactly.
Kit Carlson came, but he hung around with Wild Bill Cody,
Yeah.
all these guys.
Yeah.
He's mentioned a million times in a million different
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
All right, we're
So,
taking up all your time.
Anyway,
I get too
did
excited.
a quick arrangement and a little video. I want you to watch it.
All right.
And then we'll talk.
Awesome,
So if
awesome.
you guys can play that and Dean can hear. This song hasn't been heard in 140 years.
Wow!
145
Jeez,
years. So
this is amazing.
let's see what it sounds like. It should be on you. Here it goes. Dashing over the prairie, free from toil and care, scouting through the chaparrals, camping here and there, mounted on mustangs as fleet as ever bad man did ride, rifles always ready and revolvers by our side. Then mount, my boys, and away. The trail is broad and clear. And when you see the wanted, just add it with a cheer. The alarm we have not forgot, and Texans never will. And the bad men, they will hear it mingled with our yell. And the bad men, they will hear it mingled with our yell. I yell, I yell, I yell. Free and fearless over plain and wood we roam. Where night overtakes us, there we make our home. By the streamlet's smooth green brink or on the canyon's dry bed. From the Bravo chaparrals away for to the west. Then mount, my boys, and away. The trail is broad and clear. And when you see the wanted, just add it with a cheer. The belong, we've not forgot, and Texans never will. And the bad men, they will hear it mingled with a yell. And the bad men, they will hear it mingled with a yell. A yell, a yell, a yell.
Round of applause. Nice job.
So,
hey,
there it
that
is.
sounded great.
Now, that's kind of like a cavalry march.
Yeah,
type of feel,
right.
you know, so
I could see it.
that's the way they wrote songs back then.
They don't have those little Bluetooth things, so they'd be able to put them right over the
I know,
horse,
I know.
march in with that song going. But imagine how amazing that would sound.
Now, I happened to mention this to my brother Steve.
Yeah.
Now, Steve didn't know anything about
Right,
Buckskin Sam. So I sent him the music, and I said, Steve, is it possible you could do an arrangement for the Colonial Band of this? So he's working on it. So
Really?
maybe this summer.
Because that's a
when
good
we
dun
have-
dun dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun, right?
Maybe the Colonial Band will do a premiere of the Buckskin Sam
Yes,
song.
this is interesting. Kids love, they come to City Hall. They love to hear the story of Buckskin
Yeah.
Sam. I tell it the same way I did. This is after reading, taking all this different, sort of everybody's
Yeah.
spin on Buckskin Sam, and I put my own little version together. Because you got to make a story interesting.
Right.
You got little kids here, they're in second, third grade,
Right.
but you're telling the story, and I'll tell you, years later, like, I still remember you telling me a story about Buckskin Sam. And we want to put a little marker up there at the corner of Hall, where the new apartments are.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
want to put a little marker there, a little storyboard just showing that
That's a
this
good
is the
idea.
birthplace
Yeah.
of the Hall family, but Buckskin Sam.
That's-
this is
you know-
and they still put out that Western magazine,
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
You can get it at Tractor Supply,
Yeah.
and every once in a while there's a mention about Buckskin Sam
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
and there's always. I mean, Kit Carlson was big. No, Buckskin Sam wasn't as big as Kit
Well,
Carlson.
that's what he did in his late, after he stopped at Texas Rangers, he started writing dime novels.
Right. They put out a
and
lot of
stories.
dime
He
novels.
did a lot.
A
But he
ton.
was young. He died before he was 50 years old,
Yes.
I think.
He drank a little bit too much.
Yeah.
He was very thin. He
Yeah.
had a complexion problem.
Right,
they
he was a
said.
small guy,
Small
yeah.
guy, not
Yeah.
a big guy, but he was bigger than life when he pulled into
yeah.
Leominster with that
Oh, yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
And he traveled with all the big name people
Yeah.
in the,
Yeah.
during the Wild Wild West. Imagine them coming in with the old, all that weathered pine.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
buildings that they
I
used to
know.
build.
Wearing
The
buckskin.
dust on the
Yeah.
road, and they'd come.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
come
kids loved
trampling
it.
in,
Yeah.
the dust. They'd have the biggest and the best horses, which made them look even more statuesque
Right.
when they came in. They had sporty hats. It was
Yeah.
a lot about the show. And then they had the guns on the side and the bullets. I imagine what that looked like
Now,
to little
that
kids.
song, I had to change a couple of the words because they were a little bit politically incorrect.
Oh, really?
From
Yeah,
way
yeah.
past
We-
when.
we
So,
can't
but
watch that.
other than that, it's pretty much the way it was, back then. It's kind of a
I could
march
hear the
type of thing.
Colonial Band playing this. It's like
Yeah.
a ballad almost.
So, yeah,
huh?
I think it'd be pretty
So
cool.
you're now interested in Buckskin Sam?
Well,
you have any interest at all?
It's interesting, and it's interesting to see that it would take somebody with a lot more experience to do a lot of research on his life and try to get the real scoop.
I would like to, actually, that's my passion. I would
Yeah.
like to actually go to where, the
You'd have to trace around and go to
right,
different
find out these
archives and
things.
find things out.
And
Yeah.
let's see. And yeah, there's all kinds of comments coming on texting me today.
Oh, yeah.
People
Yeah.
aren't posting on Facebook.
There's
I
a
don't know
lot
why.
going. Yeah.
But
People wanna
yeah,
know.
and so I think it's kind of neat, and that's once we started telling, I know we're going to go in a minute,
Yeah.
but once we we were working with this advertising marketing company, we sat there, we just started sharing some of these things,
Right.
and they started going around town and just going to the mall and just stopping talking to people,
Yeah.
and realized they came back and like within hours and they said, "This is amazing." Like what? Like everybody in this town has got a story.
Yeah.
Like a story. I said,
true.
You don't have to tell me I love every
That's
one of
true.
them.
That's
They're all
true.
good
Yeah.
stories,
Yeah.
right? And everybody's a legend in this town. And that's how we came up with the legendary Leominster, right? Because,
Perhaps.
I mean, look at your Uncle Emil.
Yeah.
And Louis Charpentier,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? In my eyes, these guys are
They were,
your uncle, right?
Yeah.
Working at Shoreland Farms at like almost 100 years old, building the hay rides
Yeah.
out of like oak stuff.
Worked in this building for 60 years.
Yeah. I mean, this is incredible. You have
Yeah.
people like Earl Tupper, from Tupperware. This guy worked in a little shed. He was tinkering around, make some of the best plastic products.
We should do a whole show and talk about.
What I'm saying is that's how we get to this legendary Leominster.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a story, and the stories get better with time. Of
course.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether they be sports story or I remember this. We were talking last night. I was talking to some friends last night. We were talking about old timers and some of the great stories.
Yep.
Legendary Leominster, right? Well, there's no shortage.
There
right?
isn't.
Where everyone
There really
knows your
isn't.
name and everyone's around. Okay, out of
Anyway,
time. Thank you,
mascot.
Carl. Thank you
There
guys
you go.
back there. Thank you, everybody, for watching Inside Leominster. Our daily update will be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and I'll have my hat, my gun, my bullets. I'll be ready, and I'll even come parading in on my horse. Those little ones like Romper Room. All right, out of time. Thank you. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Got to show up. Good night.